Hello bookish people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. In today's video we are going to do something. And that is we are going to read every single book by Riley Sager. So I own all of Riley Sager's books and I haven't read any of them. I love mystery thrillers. If you look at my Goodreads, like all the books I've read, my two most read genres are romance and mystery thriller. And within that mystery thriller, I feel like Riley Sager is probably one of the most popular authors that I see on BookTube. And he's also one of the most like controversial, polarizing authors. Like I see people either love his books or hate his books. Like I follow some booktubers that just hate read his books and it's really funny to watch. And then I watch some booktubers that rave and review and love his books so much. So I've never read one of his books before. So I decided let's get all of his books and let's read them all together. So this is going to be a spoiler-filled vlog of me reading all of these books. I'm not really sure how I want the format of this to be yet. I don't know if I'm going to be like live time reacting, read one, then give a review, read one, then give a review. Not sure how it's going to go. You'll see in a moment. I don't know which order I'm going to read them in. I think I'm going to start with the most popular one first, which is The House Across the Lake. I know this is the one I'm going to be starting with first because I don't know. I just want to read the new release first. This is the one I'm hearing the most hype around right now because again, it just came out, so everyone's talking about it. So I am very excited to read this book. So we're starting here, and then after that, we're just gonna go in like a mood order. Like whatever one I feel like reading, we're just gonna do it based on mood. Is the hype real? Is the hype worth it? Is the hate worth it? Or is the hype worth it? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. So let's start with this one. I'm not gonna start today though, because like I got shit to do, but like this is what we're starting with. So I will see you guys in the next clip when hopefully I will be a new person because I will have read a Riley Sager book. Okay, so I just started this book and honestly, this book starts off with a bang, okay? I love it. The opening chapter, the opening scene, whatever, starts off with a bang, okay? I was like, okay, we're going there. So we're doing that. And so I really love this book so far. It's really good. I mean, I really love it. I'm not that very far into it. So basically you're just kind of getting the novel set up. So basically our main character, Casey, she rescues her neighbor, Catherine, from the lake because she's drowning. And then we start learning about Casey and her backstory. She's an ex-Broadway star. She's an alcoholic, so you're already setting up the unreliable narrator trope right there. And she has a sad backstory, like her husband's dead, her mom cares more about her career than her daughter type of thing. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and like I said, it starts off with a bang. I'm happy, so let's hope it keeps going that way, keeps going up from here. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys when something more interesting happens in the book. Okay, so I'm on page 141 of the book right now. I am really enjoying this novel. I love it. I am eating this shit up. I would not be surprised if I finish this today based on the rate that I'm going. I could definitely see myself finishing this today, maybe tomorrow, but I really hope I can get it done today. And it's really good so far. So it's basically just a psychological thriller, unreliable narrator. Do you really know what happens? And the thing about this though is like, it's so obvious that like Catherine's husband did it. I don't even know if I told you this about. So basically we have our main character, Casey, and she spies on the house across the lake, which is Catherine and her husband, Tom. And Catherine goes missing, and Casey suspects that Tom had something to do with it. And it seems so obvious that he's the reason that this girl like went missing. But it's like, it can't be him, right? Because that's too obvious. It's too obvious. That means something else is going on. And also Casey's an alcoholic, so we know she's an unreliable narrator. And so it's like, what is happening? I don't know. So right now I'm at the point of the book where Casey went to Boone and was like, did you hear a scream? And then they contacted Wilma, which is one of Boone's like friends who's cop friends, because Boone's an ex-cop. So he contacts one of his friends, Wilma, and she comes over and Casey's just explained to her how she was spying on them and basically everything that she's found out so far. And again, this book is really great. I'm loving it. I'm binging it. It's great. And I could definitely see myself finishing this today. This whole book, reading it in one day, that is a success for me. And right now it's reading like a 5-star. Hopefully it continues going strong and the ending is great. Okay, I'm sitting on the floor because my phone is charging, but like page 203. Page 203. Oh my God, my jaw is literally on the floor. I'm like, oh my God, it's like the cringe, the secondhand embarrassment, the everything. I love this. I love this book so much. I'm literally 203. How many pages are in this book? I swear to you guys, I'm literally gonna read this whole book in like one day because it is so good. How many pages? There's 347. Okay, 203. There's 347 pages. Possibly we could finish it today if I do nothing but read, but honestly, might happen tomorrow. We'll see. Like, I'll give updates, but like 203. 203! I'm like, oh my god. It's really like I'm hyping it up more crazy than it is, but like my expression when I read it, I was like, okay, so I'm on page 246, and what the fuck? Just what the actual fuck is going on? I love this book. It's crazy. The craziest shit is happening. You never know what's going down, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I've only read 246 pages of the very first book out of 6 books, but he's worth the hype. Well, I don't know, because people say he's hit and miss, but this book, I'm feeling it's worth the hype. But you know what? I still have like that much to go, like the least amount of pages. That's the part I have to go, so hopefully it ends strong. I'm really going to try to finish it tonight because it's just so good. But hopefully it ends strong so I can give it 5 stars. And this video will be off to a great start. So, because so far I'm obsessed. Obsessed. This book is so good. I love it so much. It's not usually that I spend a whole day reading a book, mainly because like work, I have a job. But like I was just like, no, I can't do anything. I can't do anything once I started this book. Because all I wanted to do since I started it is finish it. This book is fucking crazy. I love this book so much. Oh, go read it. Just go fucking read it. Holy shit. I finished The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager last night. I finished it around midnight, so I wasn't in the mood to update it, but I read it in one day, which was so unexpected. When I first picked up this book yesterday, like I did not plan on like binging it all in one day. But I mean, literally on page 7 of the book, you find out our main character, Casey, has someone tied up to her bed with a knife. Like, how can you stop reading after that? You know what I mean? Like, you just keep going, and it keeps being twists, and it keeps keeping you on the edge of your seat, and it is amazing. And then, like, the final twist, the ending, the last 100 pages was so chaotic and so crazy, and I loved every second of it. Like, you saw my reactions. I was literally, like, shocked. My mouth was open. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? But I loved it. I thought it was a really amazing book. I gave it 5 stars. Just the reading experience in general was just such a 5-star experience. I loved every moment of this book, and I cannot wait to read more books. Okay, on to Riley Sager book number 2. We are going to be reading Survive the Night. So this book, I have no idea what it's about. As is most of his books, I have no idea what they're about. This book here, I know it's like his most controversial, and by that I mean I feel like it's the most hated. Like, I follow dedicated Riley Sager fans because I feel like I'm like the only person who's never read one of his books. Well, now I have. House Across the Lake, 5 stars, love that. But there's like most of the people I watch have read his stuff before, and everybody that I watch generally loves him. But the overwhelming opinion is that everybody hates this book. I'm excited. Is it a good idea to like continue on with like the worst one ever, or should I be saving this one for last? We'll see. It's not that much longer later. I just am comfy on the floor reading. I'm very confused. So her best friend is murdered by a stranger, and then she's getting in a car with a stranger. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, what is happening? Like, why? Well, why are you being dumb? I don't get it. Like, I'm not hating the book. Like, I'm entertained. I'm captivated, but I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? More progress. Actually, the lighting is way better, like, over there, but I'm comfy, like, sitting here, so, like, do I really want to get up for better lighting? No. Okay. I'm at the part where she like realizes like his ID is like not the ID that like his like has a different name on it, and also like he mixed up like the Akron and Toledo thing. Very predictable so far. Like, obviously like the stranger you're getting in a car with isn't like the person he says he is, because this is a mystery thriller book, so why would he be? Like, it's obvious like things are on the up and up. So basically it's very predictable, which makes it like a little boring. So it's like, okay, like where's the plot twist? Like, what's gonna happen next? So like I'm just gonna keep reading. We're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully something crazy happens, because I'm just getting a little bored. I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm super bored, like oh my god, but I'm just like a little bored. Like, okay, we get it. Like, I kind of saw all this coming. So okay, so this book. This is a great book, I feel like, to get mad and read, like hate read, because I'm mad. I am mad. And I'm entertained mad, right? Like, I'm entertained, but like I'm mad at how stupid the main character is. Okay, you're at the toll booth. You've been talking about how you want to escape. You're at the toll booth. A perfect opportunity to escape. But she's all like, not gonna escape because she just like wants to know what his comment meant. Like, I don't understand. Okay, she's like, this book. So basically she just reveals that like she like sees things in her head and like movies in her head and like she doesn't know if they're happening or not. So like she's schizophrenic. Like, is that what we're saying? Like, I'm just like confused. Like, because she calls them movies in her head, like hallucinations. So is the main character schizophrenic? She doesn't know what's real and what's not real. So basically, like, anything she like sees that could be off and she can confront him, because she tells him this too. So it's like he could literally use that against you. So how do you know what's happening is really happening or if it's in her head? That's like some like mind fucking shit. Like, I don't know. I'm so happy I decided to start reading this book in the morning because like that means I can update you guys throughout this process, and I have good lighting all day. We love to see it. I typed in the page number. I am on Goodreads and it says I'm 60% into the book, so happy with that. I'll definitely finish it today. But this girl's so dumb. She's so dumb. Like, it's literally making me mad how dumb she is, because she's had multiple opportunities to get away and she doesn't do it. Like, she's stupid. I'm sorry, she's just dumb. She's stupid. And that's what I hate. Like, that's what I'm mad about, because like the whole plot of this book is relying on this girl being dumb. But like, I'm mad, but like it's a fun mad because I'm also like really entertained at the same time. It's not like I'm bored out of my mind. I'm more just like, you're an idiot. At this point, like, I really don't even care what happens to her. Like, it's just like, should I care? The waitress literally pulls this girl aside and is like, hey, like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And she's just like, yep, everything's fine. The lady just gave you a lifeline and you just threw that shit away. So I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so I just finished the book. So I'm trying to think, like, how do I feel about it? I don't know. I would rate it any between like a 3 to a 4-star experience. Like, I like enjoy my experience reading it. Like, I was like getting mad at the main character, but like I was like having fun doing that. So I liked it in that respect. But like objectively, I feel like it's kind of like a bad book, like trashy TV that's objectively bad, but you just can't look away and you want to watch it. Like, that's how I describe this book. So I would say the ending. Okay. With the old lady, I was kind of expecting it, kind of not expecting it. So like when she pulled her aside and everything to make sure she was okay, I definitely did not expect her to like turn out to be like the bad guy of the story. But then like once like she went back to the diner and like the lady like put I'm assuming it's chloroform, put like chloroform like over her mouth, like whatever, all that shit, then I was like, oh, like she must be related to Maddie, because like that's the only thing that made sense. Like, why else would she do that except for this girl Maddie that keeps getting brought up over and over again? So in that respect, I was like, okay, like once I knew that she was bad, it was predictable to me of who she was. Then what else? Oh yeah, Robbie at the very end. That was very like unexpected and out there for me. I did not expect that to happen. It's kind of funny, like the whole time she's in the car with this guy, like kind of freaked out that maybe he's a serial killer. Little does she know she's literally been sleeping with the serial killer like this whole time. So I kind of liked that he was like the bad guy. So like that part I was like, ooh, shit, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I had a good time reading it. I know a lot of people hate this. Does that make me have terrible taste that I enjoyed it? Don't know. Don't care. Okay, the next Riley Sager book we're going to be reading is Lock Every Door. I love this cover. I love the colors. Like, I love it. It's like girly. I love it. When do you get a mystery thriller that's like purple and pink and everything I love? So this one's Lock Every Door. I don't know what it's about. I know it's about an apartment building. Like maybe it's like a haunted apartment building or something. I read The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I did not like that book. So the apartment setting that's reminding me of that book. So hopefully this one's a bit better than that one. But I have hope for it. At least the first 2 books I read, I love them. So if anyone could do The Paris Apartment but better, I feel like it would be him. Actually, I think I might alternate between physically reading it and the audiobook for this as well. Because my library, I did check, they have the audio available. Okay, so I've been listening to the audiobook. I'm at the end of chapter 7 in the book. So what do I think about it? So basically it is giving me very Paris Apartment vibes. She becomes a apartment sitter. She stays at this apartment. They pay her to stay there and she can't leave. She can't have visitors. it's very like, you know, like they have a lot of rules, but you're also being paid to live in this like luxurious apartment building, and whatever bad thing's gonna happen to her, this would totally be me. Because like if someone was like, oh, here, like I live in Florida, someone's like, here, take this nice high-rise penthouse on the beach, like I'll pay you to live there, I would be like, hell yeah, no questions asked. I can't have visitors, okay, at least I get to live in this fresh condo. Like that would be me, right? Like I would be the stupid bitch that gets killed in this book. Anyways, this book so far, it's good, it's okay. I'm just like, you know, I'm feeling it out. I'm only in chapter 7, but it just made me laugh. That's why I had to stop and film this clip. When she meets her favorite author and she goes, she's like, oh my god, like that's my favorite book. And then she goes, you need to read more. I don't know why I love that so much, because I was just like, imagine me like meeting V.E. Schwab one day and going up to her and being like, oh my god, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is like my all-time favorite book. I just like could imagine like her being to be like, then you need to read more. Like what would you even do? Like I don't know, I just found that so like funny. I don't know why, I really love that line, that whole little setup. I thought that was funny. Anyway, let's keep reading. Maybe something more interesting will happen than me just liking a line in the book, so I'm gonna keep listening to it because I'm honestly kind of vibing with listening to the audiobook. I like the narrator, so honestly I bought the book on eBay and we might not even use it, so oh well, at least it'll be on my shelf. I'm one of those people though, I love having a physical copy on my shelf. Even if I'm not going to read it physically, even if I don't like it, like I want the physical copy to have on my shelf, because every book I read is like a little accomplishment. It's like, look at all the books I read. So yes, we'll see if I actually end up listening to this. I might just play games on my phone. I'm like almost done listing. I just have to cross list now my stuff from Poshmark to eBay and Mercari. So I'll listen to it while I cross list, but that doesn't take me very long, so I might just end up playing games on my phone. So I'm done working. I've just been like playing games on my phone while I'm listening to it, but I've never really felt the need to update you guys because like nothing about this book has really been captivating to me so far. Like it's just okay. Like I'm just reading it, I'm like, okay, like this is happening, it's cool, but it's just okay. Like nothing in it is like, oh wow, this is amazing, I must tell you guys all this stuff. I'm at the part where she just slept with Nick, and I'm suspicious. Okay, I'm suspicious. This is not a romance novel. This is a mystery thriller novel, so now he's definitely my #1 suspect. That's just the rules of mystery thrillers. They slept together, so now he's #1 on my suspect list for whatever is going on. Don't know what's going on, but whatever is going on, he's involved. Okay, so I just been like laying in bed, haven't moved, just listening to the audiobook and playing games on my phone. I've been alternating between a couple games. Right now I'm addicted to Fill the Fridge, and I'm also addicted to the color match game. So yeah, and I'm like every app's like best customer, right? Because like I am totally the one spending money. Like I don't want to spend that much money on apps. I don't really spend any money. I just pay to get the ads removed because oh my god, I cannot stand the ads. Anyways, this book, I finished it. It was good. I would rate it a 3-star. It reminded me a lot of The Paris Apartment, but I like this one way better than The Paris Apartment. I really didn't like that book, so this one I like better than that book, so that is a good thing. But in general, I didn't really love this book so much. I was kind of bored most of the time. Like nothing really ever captured me or captivated it into me. Maybe I'm just not an apartment setting person. Maybe I just don't like the apartment building setting, because like I've learned a few things about myself this year about settings and books. Like hotel setting, love that shit, eat that shit up. Apartment setting, don't love it. And the ending, I didn't like that either. I thought it was super boring. Like the ending, like the twist was just like, oh, that's it. Like they were floating the idea of maybe like the place is haunted, maybe they're a satanic cult. Like I wanted them to be a satanic cult. Like that would have been cool, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like it's just like rich people moving in here because the apartment sitters are like organ donors, whatever. Like I don't even know how to word it, but like the guy like brings in like these apartment sitters to be organ donors for the residents there, and I'm like, that's boring. Like I feel like that's realistic, so it's boring. Like you give me fucked up satanic cult, give me like things that remind me of like American Horror Story. Don't give me like, oh, it's organ donors. Like I don't care. I was more interested in the fact that it was a satanic cult. So many of the booktubers I follow, that I follow their Goodreads too, when I went on here, like had such high ratings. Like everyone's given it 5 stars. Why? Like I'm not saying it's bad, but like what made it a 5-star to you? I'm confused. But no, it was good. I'm gonna move on though to another Riley Sager book. Which one do I go with next? So far I've read 3 of his books, and I think he has 6 books in total, so we're halfway through you know, this video. But yeah, so Lock Every Door, 3-star. So far this one was my least favorite. out of all of them. Okay, it's another day, another morning, another Riley Sager book to read. I'm having so much fun with this video, specifically because I'm choosing to do these books like on days where I could just like binge them in a whole day, and that is like the best way to do mystery thrillers. But even so, you can't do that with every author, but I'm finding with Riley Sager, it's easy to do that. Okay, so I'm about to start Final Girls, which I'm really excited for this because I love the concept of like a final girl, like having a book sort like based on Final Girls. I remember when the Final Girls support group came out by Grady Hendrix. That book was on my radar. Still haven't read it, but it was on my radar because I thought the concept of Final Girls was like really cool. This one, I don't know really what it's about. Anyway, this is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be starting it, hopefully finishing it today. Like, that wasn't my intent when I started this video to like binge them all in one day, but it seems like I'm able to do that. So yeah, I'm going to start this. It is morning time. We shall see how far I get. Okay, so I've been reading. I am on chapter 7. Well, I just finished chapter 7, so I'm going into chapter 8. And no, I'm not a monster. I don't read with the dust jacket on, but like visually it looks nicer for you guys. So what is happening now? So now I'm getting a general idea of what the book is about. So we have our main character, Quincy. She's a final girl, obviously. She knows of like 2 other final girls. There's Lisa and there's Sam, but Sam hasn't been seen like since she's been like a final girl or something. Like she went missing. Anyway, like, you know, she didn't want to be in the public eye. So Quincy knows Lisa, and Lisa ends up committing suicide. And so Sam actually reaches out to Quincy soon after that, and that is pretty much generally what is happening. Oh, what is it about so far? You know, I'm suspicious of everyone. After reading a couple Riley Sager books, I am suspicious of everyone. There's something shady with Sam because you know what? She was missing. No one ever really heard from her. Now she's coming out of nowhere. What's up with that? The girl committed suicide. What's up with that? So yeah, that's where we are right now. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm loving this. I feel like it took me not a lot of time to get here. I mean, it's only like 60 pages, but I feel like if it's a 60 pages, that flew by like so quickly. Okay, I'm really not that much farther, but like I'm loving it. So I'm like wanting to update you. So right now we're kind of doing like the dinner between like Quincy, Sam, and her boyfriend. So I am suspicious, okay? Because they're trying to paint her boyfriend like it's this asshole, and like, you know, like Sam is like the little help me victim. So it's making me think that there's something up with Sam because like we're at the beginning of the book still, right? So I'm suspicious. Like the fact that you're painting him as an asshole and him kind of her as the victim, red flags are going up, but I still don't know what's going on with her yet. Like, I don't know what her secret is. I'm dying to know, but things are not as they seem because they never are. I'm really liking this book. Loving, loving, loving it. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'm in my kitchen. I'm hungry, but I got all the way to the end of chapter 20. Right? Let's see. That is page 176. Wow, so accomplished. 176 pages today. So, what is happening right now? I mainly came on here to tell you my thoughts. I just had like a random thought occur to me. I was like, what if Quincy is actually like the killer of her friend group, right? Because the way this book is set up, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know why you wouldn't know, because like if you haven't read it, why are you here? This is filled with spoilers. The way this book is set up, you know how it goes from like present day time to like going back in time to Pine Cottage and seeing kind of what happened unfold there. So we don't know like who the killer like of Quincy's group is. Like we don't know anything about that right now. What if she is the killer? I mean, there is a killer, I guess. There is a killer, but what if she's actually the killer? You know what I mean? Because nothing's ever as it seems. So what if she is actually the killer? I could see that. I could see that. Is it just me wanting this to happen because I think that'd be interesting? Because I am so over mystery thrillers. Like, not just like Riley Sager, but like all mystery thrillers in general. Like, I don't know if you notice this. It's always like the main girl's like, I have a terrible secret. And then it's like actually not that terrible of a secret. And it's just something she feels guilty over that she shouldn't feel guilty over. And I'm like, no, like I actually want you to have a terrible, fucked up secret. So maybe that's her fucked up secret. And what else was I gonna say? I don't know what's happening with Sam yet. Like, I don't know what's up with her. Like, I don't know what her story is. I'm suspicious, don't know what's going on there. But Quincy, girl, I feel like she could have killed her friend group. Like, she rage blacks out and then kills everybody. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And I don't know if I'm thinking that because last night I watched American Horror Stories and I'm like projecting that episode onto here. Not American Horror Story. I'm watching the like what is it called? From the spin-off serial. I'm watching this spin-off where it's like a new story every episode. This one was the one with Bella Thorne. Am I projecting that episode onto here and that's why I think Quincy's actually the killer? Or do I just genuinely think that? Not sure. We're gonna keep reading. I am obsessed with this book. I am having so much fun with it, so let's keep reading. So I am currently on chapter 23 right now. I had another thought. Okay, so Sam knows that Quincy killed her friend group, which is why she was trying to goad her into like beating up that guy in Central Park, because she wanted her to rage and like see what she would do, because I feel like she's suspicious of her. Like either she knows she killed her friend group or she's suspicious that she did. And this is all still based on my theory that Quincy is like the killer, which may be wrong, but that's like kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to keep reading. This book is literally a breeze to read. It's so much fun. It's so fast paced. I'm loving it. It's a great time. It's like not the end. So it's hard to say like, ooh, I recommend it. Because how can you recommend a book without knowing the end, especially mystery thriller? Because an ending can really ruin the book. But I'm recommending it. It's great. I love it. So go read it. Okay, I haven't moved because this book is like too good to move. I'm on page 250 now, so like that's how much, like the thin part is how much we have left in the book. And my theory, it hasn't been proven wrong, but like I know it's wrong. So like I've been theorizing this whole time that Quincy was actually the killer because I thought like that would be cool, right? But no, because they're actually starting to make her a suspect in the book. And we still have like that much of the book left. So she's like a suspect to the police and stuff. If people are making her a suspect, then like, and we have this much left, that means there's a twist coming soon. Like she can't be it. Like there is a twist coming soon. But I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the good time, honestly. Like I'm getting a little tired of reading, but like I want to finish it. Like I have to know what happens. I can't just put it down. It's like I want to put it down and take a break, which I kind of like tried to do, but then like when I did that, all I could do was think about how I wanted to read it. But then when I'm reading it, I think about how I'm tired. Does anyone get that way where it's like the story's too good, but your eyes are tired? Just me? Okay, so I finally did it. I finished Final Girls by Riley Sager. I really enjoyed this book a lot. I really liked it, but the very ending, I'm sorry, I thought this was gonna be a 5-star read the whole time. The very ending of the book is making it a 4-star, and it's just because, well, first of all, the whole Sam situation, I was right. She wasn't who she said she was. I feel like that was the most obvious thing in the world though. So like not really like me being smart, but like I like to like, you know, the wins where you can get them, because so many times I read mystery thrillers and I go and like on the Goodreads reviews and people are like, I knew this was gonna happen. I predicted this. And I'm like, bitch, how? Like, how did you do it? Cause like I can't do it. Like I must be dumb because I can never predict these things. I guess you just have to read more of them, because the more of them you read, the more you can predict them, because you know, they all follow like similar tropes. Anyway, the very, very ending. Coop being revealed is the killer, all that stuff. I mean, I liked that, but I also don't. Like, I liked it, but his reasoning wasn't very good. Like, the way he was, like, talking at the end, like, I wish I could find it, like, the exact stuff. He was like, oh, like, I was there to find the kid who escaped from the psych hospital, and I saw you with the knife, and then, like, you dropped it. And it's like, okay. And she's like, yeah, I dropped it, whatever. And then he's like, I know, I picked it up. And then I went to go see what you were upset about. And I saw them. And he like, what he said? He said something weird. This is something weird. They says, okay, here we are. Oh. The two of them screaming like filthy animals. That's what they look like, you know, two grunting, dirty animals that needed to be put down. But then your friend ran, that was his name, and I couldn't let him get away because I just couldn't, and there you were and your friends, and I knew how to get rid of all of you. Oh yeah, because he like killed Janelle. Okay, but like I just didn't like the reasoning. Like, and it was so stupid too, like this part. Like here, she said, why didn't you kill me too? You killed others. Why not me? He's like, because I could tell you were special. And like, even then, like, where is it where he says to her, that's when I found you in the woods with the knife. You walked right past me so close I could have reached out and touched you. You were too angry to see me. You were so angry and so fiercely sad. It was beautiful. Like, I don't know. Like, he's had like this weird like obsession with her. Like from the moment he saw her, like love at first sight, but like obsession at first sight. And then like he kills all, like, I don't know. Like the reasoning to me didn't feel like believable. Like it just like, bro, like you're a cop going to find someone who escaped a psych hospital, but then you end up killing a bunch of teenagers. Like, I don't know, I didn't get it, I didn't like it, so it's a 4-star, but I still recommend the book. It's still a really fun time, although I really should not be talking about recommend or not recommend, because like I'm literally spoiling the shit out of it. So if you haven't read it, why would you read it? Because I just told you everything. But I like the book a lot. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It has so much potential. It has so much potential to be a 5-star, but that's okay. On to the next. Good morning, you guys. It is another day to read a Riley Sager book. I am loving binging these books in a day. That wasn't the intent when I started this video, but I'm so happy it turned into that I'm just doing these on my days off and just like binging them, because it's so fun to binge a mystery thriller in one day. So we're reading this book. I'm on page 134 already. I did not realize I got that far. I literally just woke up, started reading. I did my makeup, kept reading after that. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't stopped reading. I've been doing things in between, but like I can't stop reading. And now I'm making my iced coffee, which is why I'm taking a break, and it's time to update you guys. So this book, what is it about? I'm on page 134, so I can tell you generally what the book is about. This book, we're following our main character, Maggie, and when she was a kid, she lived with her mom and dad in this place, Bainbury Hall. They purchased this place, and the dad like really wanted to purchase it, and the mom was kind of on the fence about it. Whatever, they got it anyways, and they lived there for 20 days or 21 days. They lived there for 21 days, and then they left, and he wrote this nonfiction book about how the house is haunted and recounting their time in the house. And growing up, this was like became an international bestseller, worldwide phenomenon type of book, right? Everyone was talking about it. So growing up, Maggie is like kind of resentful towards her parents, because she's like, this is a lie. Like, I lived in the house. I know it's not haunted. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you lying? So her dad dies at the beginning of the book. So she inherits Bainbury Hall, which she's very confused about, because she thought her dad would have sold it by now, but she didn't sell it and she owns it. So she inherits it, and then she goes back to the house. Even though her mom and her dad both told her not to go back to the house, she's decided to go back to the house because she wants to like flip it, basically. She's a house flipper, so you know, she renovates houses and sells them. So she wants to do that with this house here. She wants to renovate it and then sell it. But Bainbury Hall has had a has kind of like a ghostly, what is it called, presence about it. I guess that's, or not a ghostly presence. There's like local legends about Bainbury Hall. Before he even wrote the book, there was local legends about this house and some past crimes that had taken place at this house. So yeah, that's generally what the book is about, and I love the format of this book. Like, I am absolutely obsessed with the format of this book because it's alternating chapters. So the first set of chapters you're reading, well, like, you know, every other chapter, the first set of chapters is Maggie's like real time, like what is happening to her present day right now. And then the alternating chapters are her dad's book of what happened when they lived in the house 21 years ago. But what I love about that is it's not his actual time in the house, it's his book. So you don't know how reliable of a narrator he is, because Maggie's saying she didn't, like, none of this stuff happened when she lived there. You know, she like thinks her father made it up, but you're reading the book, and I don't know, I just love that. I just love that the alternating chapter isn't necessarily the past. It is the past, but it's like the past with an unreliable narrator aspect to it. I don't know. I'm loving it, which is weird because usually I hate flashbacks because I only like things that drive the plot forward. Like, I don't like, I don't know, movies, TV shows, everything, and flashbacks aren't my thing. So I'm very surprised that I like that like element to it, but I'm obsessed with it, and I want to read more books like with this exact format because I think it's so much fun. So that's the update. If that's what the book's about, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm already like in pumpkin season. I'm like ordering my pumpkin like Tolani syrup for my coffee off of Amazon. I got the pumpkin spice, the little coffee grounds from Dunkin'. Like, we're in it. We're in it for the pumpkin drink. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm gonna keep reading, and I will update you guys in a minute. Okay, so I am now at the part where the like ceiling gave out and they just found like the bones in the house. And holy shit, you guys, I have never had a mystery thriller book genuinely give me anxiety before, like until now. Like, even though it's like bright outside, you know, like, you know, there's sunshine, it's not like a spooky atmosphere, this book is getting in my head. Like, literally, Mr. Shadow is gonna haunt my dreams for the rest of my life. Like, oh my god. Reading this in the dark would be such a better experience. I mean, this book is great. I'm having a great time with it. Like, I love it, love it, love it. But if you haven't read this book yet, which I don't know why, because this is full of spoilers, but if you haven't read it yet, I recommend reading it in the dark. You just have to. Like, if I read this in the dark, my anxiety would be through the roof. Like, that's just how it'd be. Because Mr. Shadow, like, that's some scary shit, okay? Maybe it's playing on my specific fears, but, like, that is some scary shit. and I'm just happy. Like, even, like, I have anxiety, but, like, I'm happy, you know what I mean? Because, like, the first mystery thriller to ever genuinely spook me, to ever genuinely thrill me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're gonna keep reading, but holy shit. Okay, so I'm at the part where the girl punches the where she punches the girl during like the sleepover. That's the part I'm at right now, and it's giving me American Horror Story like murder house vibes. Like, the house is possessing Maggie, so it was just probably why she doesn't remember anything, because the house is like possessing her, and she's actually the one that killed Petra. Those are my thoughts. I don't know why. I'm just getting season 1 American Horror Story murder house vibes. That's it. So that's the update. That's like my theory going on in my head right now, and we'll keep reading, we'll keep seeing. I don't know, this book is literally a breeze to get through. Like, it just reads so quickly, so fast. I feel like I keep saying that, but like, it does. It reads so quickly, so fast. I'm just loving this book so much. Like, this is true haunted house story. Like, again, my anxiety in this book, it's real. I love it. I need more books like this. I need more books that captivate me, that spike my anxiety. Like, love it. Okay, you guys, we are at the end of this book. Like, we're so close to the end right now. Her mom is with her in the kitchen, and she is eating the pie. I don't know, like, that's not like a big plot point, but it says in there that she eats the pie, and I'm like, girl, why are you eating pie? Like, you know, you live in Baneberry Hall. There's baneberries all over your estate, and people are being poisoned by these berries, so why are you eating the pie? I don't know why. That's like the first thought that comes to my head, that like, you just know. Like, when is pie ever introduced in a horror movie and it's a good thing and not a poisoning? But we'll see. Okay, so I just read the letter, like, that the dad gave the girl, like, that the dad gave Maggie. That she like wrote for her to like explain everything, and I was wrong. It's not season 1 American Horror Story vibes. It's, I don't even know what number season it is, but it's the apocalypse season where we get the backstory on Michael Langdon. That is the vibes it's giving me. Okay, she killed the babysitter. I was right, but probably not. Like, there's always a twist, right? Like, I'm never right. So the fact that I am right means there's like a twist coming, because I am never right. But yeah, now we're getting apocalypse season vibes. The Michael Langdon's backstory, when they come home, the babysitter's murdered. Okay, well, we're just gonna keep reading. This is so good. I can't. It's so good. I finally finished this book, and holy shit, it is so good. This is definitely gonna be like my top favorite mystery thrillers ever, because it was the first book to genuinely spook me. All the Mr. Shadow, all the Mrs. Pennyface shit, like, spooked the fuck out of me. Okay, I loved this so much. And honestly, I'm liking this because like I was kind of right, but not really right, but like I kind of predicted things, which I love, you know what I mean? Like, I love that. I love when I can kind of predict a mystery thriller, because that's part of the fun of me reading them, is trying to predict the ending. And like, I like being right about that because I'm never right, so I like to be right. And I actually wasn't, but like, you know, went in that direction. So I predicted, you know, she killed the babysitter. Then we read it in the letter, and I was like, holy shit. But then it was actually Mrs. Carver that killed Petra. Accidentally killed Petra because she was spying on the girl, and then Petra saw her, and then she killed her. And that's why she told her dad, Mrs. Pennyface killed Petra. But like, the dad's like, yo, my daughter's like schizophrenic and crazy. Like, oh my god, it was so good, you guys. Everything about this book was so fucking good. Also, love the bit about the pie. As soon as she ate the pie, I was like, girl, people are being poisoned by baneberries, and you're about to eat a baneberry pie. Actually, no, she didn't know it was baneberries. She thought it was like something else. But I was like, I was right. I'm annoying. I'm on like a high from that book. I loved it so much. So yeah, next book. It is finally time. We are reading the very last Riley Sager book on my TBR, and that is The Last Time I Lied. No what idea it's about, don't really care, been having a great time reading all these, filming this video, so I'm very excited. I checked out the audiobook from my library, so I'm going to alternate between reading it physically and also listening to the audiobook. I think this is like summer camp slasher story, which I love. I'm here for it. That is like such a fun setting, summer camp slasher, love that. So we'll see if I'm right about that. Okay, I'm here with an update, 8% into the book, and it is a percentage because I am listening to the audiobook. I was gonna alternate between physically reading it and audioing it, but after reading a whole book yesterday, I kind of just wanted to audio it today. And again, my plan was to alternate, but I like the narrator, so I think I'm just gonna continue on this audio trend. So what is the book about? I was wrong. It's not a slasher book at all. I thought it was going to be like summer slasher, don't know why, but it does take place at a summer camp. So we follow our main character, and she was at summer camp and with these other girls, and she shared a cabin with these like older girls, and they go missing, and yeah, they just disappeared, like vanished into thin air. No one knows what happened to them. She's an artist now, and she keeps painting these girls over and over again. And then the owner of the camp comes to her, and she's like, hey, I'm reopening the summer camp again. I would love if you came, because after like the whole disappearance, the summer camp shut down. So she goes back to be like a counselor or like a friend or whatever. She's just there. Like, she's like, I'm not a counselor, but like, I guess she is kind of like a counselor. Anyway, so she's there at the summer camp, and yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. Just her being there and trying to like figure out what happened to those girls in the past. Okay, so now I'm 43% into the audiobook, and I'm kind of bored, so thank God I decided to audio this and not physically read it, because it's kind of slow paced. I'm kind of bored. Like, things are happening where I'm like listening and I'm interested, but I'm not like captivated, like, oh my God, I must continue. I'm more just like, okay, da 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 da. I actually paused the audiobook just to like watch YouTube and do whatever, because I was just like not feeling it, but I'm gonna get back into it. But yeah, it's okay. My expectations were very high. It's not meeting them so far, but you know what? We still have a ways to go. Still have like 60% of the book left, so maybe it'll pick up. Okay, so now I am 76% into the audiobook. I haven't really updated you guys at all because I haven't felt the need to. Like, I'm liking it more than I did at the 43% check-in, but between that 43% and now, it's like I'm enjoying it more, but also I have nothing to say. But I just had a thought come to me. So if you, this will only make sense if you read the book, but I feel like they're painting Theo to be like wrongly accused. Like, she accused him when she was younger, right? Like, when the girls were missing, she's like, what did you do to him? Whatever. So she accused him. And then like he was wrongly accused, right? And like, so we're like, oh my God, poor thing, wrongly accused. He's so innocent. But what if he's not? Like, what if they're painting him to be like, oh my God, he's a victim because he was wrongly accused, but he's actually the killer? Could that be it? Could that be it? Could that make the book more interesting? Okay, so I finally finished the book, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I listened to the audiobook the whole time, so I actually never ended up picking up the physical book, but I have thoughts, I have feelings, let's get into it. So, star rating. I rated it 4 stars. If we were being utterly specific, I would say it's more of like a 3.5 star book, but we're gonna round up on Goodreads to 4 stars. I really enjoyed it overall. There is definitely lulls in the story. Lulls? L-U-L-L-S? Lulls? That's how you pronounce it, right? I don't know why. It sounds weird when I say it. There is some lulls in the story. So I was kind of bored at some points, but the ending really picked up. And I do have some like thoughts about the ending. So number one, the very, very ending. Vivian, like, she's alive. She killed the 2 girls, and then like she came back. Loved that. Absolutely loved that. I thought that was amazing. I love that she killed those 2 girls, then she like kind of faked her own disappearance and she's gone. I thought that was really interesting. It was really surprising. I love like characters that are like dead not actually being dead and coming back for a surprise, like movies, TV shows, books. Love it. I think it's so much fun. I just like, again, I like shock. I don't care if things are necessarily realistic as long as it's like shocking, you know what I mean? So I really like that ending, but I do have like 2 like problems with the ending. Not like problems, but just like thoughts. So first of all, Emma like accuses everybody of murder at one point. Like, when she's younger, she's like, Theo, why did you do that? And then she's like, oh, the groundskeeper must have done it. Oh, and then this person must have done it. Like, I don't know. Like, she always just accuses people of murder. Like, it was literally like the Spider-Man meme where like they're all pointing at each other. Like, that was her. She was pointing at like everyone. Like, no, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. Like, that's kind of how it felt. It felt like she was accusing everybody of like the murder or disappearance of these girls. So that I was just kind of like about. The other like thing I have at the end is the whole thing with Chet. It didn't make sense to me when he rescued her from the water only to try to kill her, because he lured those girls in the cave, whatever, and he closed them in the cave because he wanted to set Emma up for their disappearance, for their murder or whatever. So he wanted her to go to jail. So when he put them in the cave, like, they were stuck in a cave, like, they're obviously gonna starve to death. that's like, he was like murdered them, but he was very removed from the murder. It's not like he physically like murdered the girls. He had them there so he would be removed from their death. You know what I mean? Because he wanted them to die so she would be framed. But I don't think he actually wanted to physically violently kill them. And so it doesn't make sense to me that he would see Emma drowning in the water and then like pull her in the boat and then try to like violently like kill her with an oar, right? To me, that doesn't make sense because it's like you would want to be more, if you let her drown, you would have been removed from that death. You know what I mean? Like, you caused the death, but like you wouldn't have physically like violently killed her. So I guess that's the part, like, it didn't make sense with this character to me that he would want to be removed from one death and like want to physically violently kill this girl. Like, I know he had like amped up anger against her because like his whole reasoning was like, oh, I'm trying to frame you because you accused my brother back then and ruined his life, so I just wanted to ruin your life. But like, trying to ruin her life, does that justify the death of 3 girls too? Like, I don't know, that whole thing like didn't make sense to me and I didn't love that. Hopefully that all those thoughts came together coherently because I was trying to like, you know, come up with it as I'm saying it. Like, I had these thoughts, but you know, it's the first time I'm like articulating them, so I hope you know that made sense. But yeah, that's like the one part I didn't love about it. I just thought the whole Chet thing was very weird. I don't know, so not a fan of that. But overall I really enjoyed this book and I would recommend it. I have officially read all of Riley Sager's books, so now it is time to wrap them up. Riley Sager, is the hate real or is the hype real? I would say the hype is real, but it's a bit overhyped. So I really loved all the books that I read. I mean, out of all his books, let's break it down. There's 6 books. 2 of the books were 5-star reads, 3 of the books were 4-star reads, and 1 of the book was a 3-star read. So I would say that's a pretty successful author for me because nothing was a 2-star read, nothing I absolutely hated, nothing was 1 stars. Like, I enjoyed my time reading all of these books. All these books I binged in a day, 6 books, 6 days. I love that. Not every author can you binge a book in a day. And I found with his writing style, it was very easy to just flip through the pages, fly through the pages, consume the story. So I really enjoyed that as well. And let's get into my ranking for all the books. We're going to go from best to worst. Number 1 book for Riley Sager, or should we do it the other way? Which is more climactic? Is first to best anticlimactic? Or no, is best to worst anticlimactic? What do you prefer? I don't know. Can't really ask you, but we're going to start with the best book first. Actually, no, let's start with the least favorite book first. Okay, we'll go that way. Okay, so the last book, the one that I didn't like, the 3-star read, was Lock Every Door. I don't think this is objectively a bad book. I mean, it has tons of great reviews on Goodreads. I just personally found it to be boring, and I wanted the ending to be more shocking. Like, I wanted the ending to be like some satanic cult fucked up shit, not just like, oh, we're gonna kill you for organ donors or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't love the ending. So that seems to be a theme with most of the books I like didn't rate 5 stars, is because I had some issue with the ending. So yeah, this one I feel like is my least favorite, mainly because I felt it to be pretty boring. Coming in at 5th place is Survive the Night. So this book was interesting. I mean, I liked it, but the character was so dumb throughout the whole book. Our main character was so dumb that like I was mad reading it, but it was like a fun mad, like, right? Like, it was fun to be mad and I was like entertained, but she also made terrible choices and it was just really stupid. She was really stupid. But overall I still gave the book 4 stars because of my enjoyment factor, but I don't think it was objectively a great book. So this one is coming in 5th place. Coming in 4th place is The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, which is the most recent one that I have read. I finished it today. And I really enjoyed this book a lot, except I did think it had some lulls in it. I think it had some slow-paced moments in it. And also the ending, the whole ending with Chet was a bit questionable to me. I didn't really believe in that or love that storyline or like how that ended there. So this one comes in 4th place. Coming in 3rd place is Final Girls. I really enjoyed this book a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. Again, my issue is mainly with the ending and who the bad guy was revealed to be. Well, you saw my thoughts. It didn't make a ton of sense to me. Like, the moment that he killed all those teenagers, it's like, why? Why? But I had a really great time reading this book as well, and I just love the concept of Final Girls. Like, this book made me really want to read that Grady Hendrix book, the Final Girl Support Group. I thought that would be a really fun book to read. So after reading this, I definitely want to read that book, because like this concept of writing a book about Final Girls, it sounds very cool to me. The second place book, we probably all know which one that's. Actually, I don't know if you guys know what my first and second place is going to be, because there was 2 5-star reads and I both equally loved them. So second place though is going to go to Home Before Dark. I love this book so much. Just because it's in second place does not mean I don't love it. This book was the first mystery thriller book to ever spook me, to ever thrill me. I absolutely loved it. Again, this one I feel like is probably his chunkiest out of all of them, and I was still easily able to binge it in a day. It was so fun to read. I love the alternating chapters, specifically because the alternating chapters weren't present in past. It was present and then like a book, you know, her father's book, which I thought was so cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book as well. This one is coming in second place, that's what place we're on. And lastly, first place goes to The House Across the Lake. This is the first book that I read by him. It's his most recent release, and it is my all-time favorite book by him. And the reason this one is my favorite book is because it was the most shocking out of all of his books. So I was just captivated, obsessed. And yeah, this book was amazing. I love it. And also too, like, can you just like not? Like, that is stunning, beautiful. We love it. So yeah, this book was my #1 favorite. Again, I just had like the most reaction to this book, like the most, oh my god, what the fuck is happening type of reaction. So that's why that one is #1, my favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would really love to do another video like this where I read like all books by a mystery thriller author, because this was so much fun. And I feel like the more mystery thrillers you read, the more you can kind of predict the endings, which to some people that might be boring, but to me that's super fun. Like, I love predicting things. Like, that's part of the fun of reading these books, is predicting as I go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!